They say you should never judge a book by its cover. When I think of Florida, I think of retirement homes, theme parks, and land flatter than a hammered down pancake. I definitely do not think of mountain biking. So when somebody said Florida has great mountain biking, I basically belly rolled laughing. Because see, my base camp is Colorado, and we may have a mountain or two there if you haven't heard. So, I do not associate mountain biking with the state of Florida, and boy oh boy was I wrong. Let me take you along for the ride. When I got to Florida, I had no intention of doing any mountain biking, but somebody put the bug on my ear, so I just had to go check it out. First place I went was the Santos Vortex trail system. Santos Vortex is about an hour and a half outside of Orlando, so if you don't want to do the theme park thing, go ride a different kind of roller coaster and go hit this, because it's pretty impressive. Let me show you around. First thing you'll notice is a lot of wooden features. I'm showing you one of the wooden berms right now. See, I have this theory about this place. And my thought is the bunch of bored Florida dudes were drinking beer one day and said, hey, I want to do some mountain biking. And somebody said, hey, we don't have any mountains. And the other dude said, hey, no problem, let's just go to Home Depot and build some mountains out of 2x4. And that's what they did. Because let me tell you, this mountain biking system, as you can tell from that berm, is not for the faint of heart. Let me show you some of the jumps. These jumps are significant. These jumps in the free ride area of the Santos Vortex, which is one of the first things you see is this free ride area with pump track, and the jumps are really big, and I'm talking 10+ foot drops. So when I say jumps, I'm not talking jumps for the faint of heart. I'm talking real mountain biking jumps. Now, Santos Vortex definitely has some flow trails, and it's kind of a unique flow. Let me take you on one of my favorite rides, Twister. Twister is probably my favorite flow trail, not because it's super deep, super complicated, or in any way hard. It's just really kind of a unique experience to ride through the Florida hammock and get that experience. Quite frankly, it's really pretty because of the diversity of vegetation around you, and just something you're not expecting, and something very different from any mountain biking I've ever done. There were some surprisingly small climbs. They required more effort than I thought. I don't want to overstate and make it sound like it was a huge effort on climbing, but there were a few times where I definitely felt it. Before we keep going, two quick things. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my good friends at Good Day Optics. These are my amazing Good Day sunnies. I absolutely love these things. They were perfect on the Florida trails. They're the perfect tint, not too light, not too dark. Use my referral code below to get 20% off your first order, and shop with confidence because Good Day has the best return policy in the business. They'll even take a lens back if it's scratched. Number two, if you're enjoying this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop me a line in the comment. Let me know your favorite state for mountain biking. After Santos Vortex, I went to Alafia State Park. Alafia State Park is also about an hour and a half outside of Orlando. It is a fairly big system. In fact, it's so popular with mountain biking that it has its own bike shop. Now, it wasn't open midweek when I was there, but it's open on the weekends. So, bike shop in the state park, that tells you how popular mountain biking is in the state of Florida. Alafia River State Park mountain biking trails were built out of phosphate mines, which is what gives you the punchy up and downs. The cool thing about riding Alafia River State Park is that you're riding on fairly narrow trails that go next to a swamp. I'm figuring there's some alligators down there, which adds some spice to your ride. Right now I'm showing you roller coaster, which is one of my favorite rides because it had some punchy up and downs, hence the name roller coaster. Overall, the ride was pretty quick and had some fairly fun parts to it, namely because of the up and down effect and the fact that you were riding next to the swamp, which added a feeling of danger. You know, I'm used to falling and not having to worry about where I'm going to tumble to next. Sure, I may tumble down the mountain a little bit into the forest or into some rocks, but I'm not worried about falling into the water and not being able to get up, especially if there might be some alligators below me. Alafia River State Park, I'm showing you a trail map, is a fairly large system, so you have plenty of opportunities to ride a diversity of terrain. In addition to these trails, there were several other trails that are of note. I'm not going to go into each one of them because that would make this a really long video. However, I'm going to put a link to my blog post that contains many of the top mountain biking trails in Florida. I can't personally vouch for each one of them, but I talked to multiple riders, including several certified coaches, and these were the names that kept popping up. In the Orlando area, that was Mount Dora and Lake Louisa State Park. But in addition, there was also Graham Swamp, which is close to Daytona, Tom Brown Park, and Louis C. Hart Park. I also want to mention my Base Camp 1000 Trail strategy. If you're looking to do some mountain biking in Florida and want some cheap stays, check out 1000 Trails. I'm going to leave you a link in the comments, but 1000 Trails allows me to stay all month for under $300 a month. I move around mountain biking and get really cheap stays that helps me have fun in other areas so I can allocate my budget. And use my referral link below to get a substantial discount from the rate published on the 1000 Trails website. I came to Florida to recover from injury, and I did. I never intended to mountain bike, but when I found it, I gotta tell you, the mountain biking is legit. And it's kind of cool to be riding in a different area with different vegetation, different topography. You just have a different feel to it. Florida mountain biking is a lot of fun, and if you get to the Florida area, I suggest you bring your bike. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, drop me that line in the comment, let me know what you think the sleeper state is for mountain biking. Thanks for watching, take care.